Hello and welcome. I'm Blair Blackwell, and this is the Daily Cyber Brief. Here's today's rundown of the biggest cybersecurity stories you need to know today. Good morning. This is the Daily Cyber Brief for Thursday, March 12th. Here are the key cyber risks shaping today's session. An actively exploited automation platform Flaw moves to the front of the patch queue. Healthcare organizations face both ransomware and destructive malware, and developer supply chain attacks continue to accelerate cloud risk. We start with the N8N workflow automation platform. CISA has added an actively exploited remote code execution issue to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, signaling real-world abuse rather than theoretical risk. Researchers also detail additional critical N8N bugs that can lead to command execution and exposure of stored credentials, underscoring the sensitivity of integration platforms that sit between apps, data, and identities. Federal agencies have been ordered to patch N8N, and the clock is running. External scans indicate tens of thousands of N8N instances are still reachable on the public internet, a tempting target set for automated exploitation. The message for enterprises is straightforward. Automation hubs are part of your attack surface, and compromise there can cascade across connected services. Meanwhile, healthcare pressure is rising. In Oceania, the INC ransomware group has hit government agencies, emergency clinics, and other providers across Australia, New Zealand, and Tonga. A reminder that operational disruption, not just data theft, is the business model. Separately, medtech giant Stryker is dealing with a wiper malware incident claimed by a pro-Palestinian Iran-linked hacktivist group, with portions of the company reportedly taken offline. Turning to the software supply chain, there's fresh activity on multiple fronts. A new Phantom Raven wave seeded 88 malicious NPM packages designed to exfiltrate developer data. In a separate case study, attackers used keys stolen from last year's NX NPM compromise to achieve full cloud takeover, including administrative access, in roughly 72 hours. And researchers found 5 malicious Rust crates masquerading as time utilities, siphoning .env secrets, and probing CI/CD pipelines. The through line is clear. Developer tokens and build systems are high-leverage entry points to cloud infrastructure. Following on from earlier this week's discussion about AI agents, researchers show that Perplexity's Comet AI browser can be steered into a phishing trap in under 4 minutes. By exploiting the model's own reasoning steps and autonomy, the demo lowered guardrails and executed unsafe actions across multiple websites, a timely signal that agentic browsing tools should be treated as high-privilege automation, not just another app. On patches, Microsoft's March updates land with dozens of fixes across Windows and enterprise software. Reporting varies on exact counts, but the consensus is many privilege escalation bugs, a handful rated critical, and limited signs of panic from experts. Beyond Microsoft, multiple vendors, including major enterprise platforms and network devices, shipped security updates, extending the patch cadence across the stack. Looking ahead, expect continued scanning and opportunistic exploitation against exposed N8N instances as deadlines approach. Supply chain waves on NPM are ongoing, and WordPress sites running the Ali accessibility plugin face a widely deployed SQL injection risk that can expose data without authentication if left unresolved. What to watch for today? You should be watching workflow automation and integration platforms for signs of remote code execution and credential exposure. You should also keep an eye on healthcare networks and third-party providers for ransomware precursors and destructive wiper behavior, on developer pipelines and package registries for malicious dependencies and secrets exfiltration, and on cloud IAM consoles for suspicious token-driven privilege escalation. Finally, monitor WordPress estates for vulnerable plugins and treat emerging AI browsers and agent tools as privileged clients in your threat model. The takeaway: attackers are leaning into speed and leverage, from automation hubs to developer ecosystems. So resilience now hinges on rapid patching of high-exposure services and tight governance around secrets, tokens, and connected workflows. That's it for today's edition of the Daily Cyber Brief. Thanks for listening. I'm Blair Blackwell. This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not cybersecurity, legal, or financial advice.